Hello and welcome back to A World Without with me, Kris.
And me, Jack. This is the podcast where we get into the hypothetical and discuss what we think would happen if something from our everyday lives suddenly stopped existing tomorrow.
Yes, we do, and today we're taking a look at what life might be like in a world without insects.
Right, so guys, I know what you're probably thinking at home. A world without insects, our entire ecosystem would probably collapse. Without insects, the whole thing falls apart. We're all gonna die, Jack. Jack, we're all gonna die. And I'm just gonna say to you guys, we know.
Chill out a bit.
Just stop being so negative, all right? I think what we need to do is just forget about that. It's not. Don't worry about it. It's fine. It will take a while to happen.
Yeah, we won't immediately be dead.
No, exactly.
We've got some time to enjoy the silver linings, perhaps, of a world without insects.
There's some positives. I think we've got a couple of months in it, I reckon, before we all die out from, everything collapsing. So I'm just thinking we focus on the nice positives of those couple of months just after all the insects are gone. Because in my research, I found quite a lot of positives, I'm going to be honest with you.
Yeah? Oh.
There's that one big negative, isn't there?
One massive world-destroying, ecosystem-dying negative, but then, who can really say whether it really averages out,
All life ends, but made up for a lot of short-term little positives, I reckon.
Brilliant.
So here's one. Think of all the space we'll have.
Oh, so much room.
Oh, God. There are 1.4 million insects per human. Per human!
Per human.
There are also, I don't know if you know, a lot of humans. So think how many insects there are.
My goodness me. Even if you just told me there was one insect for every human, I'd go, that's a lot. But how many?
1.4 million.
Million?
1.4 million per human.
I could have 1 million pet spiders and I wouldn't even be close to taking up my quota of spiders.
Exactly. That would be a horrible house to walk in. Do you imagine if you went around like, these are 1 million pet spiders.
I sound like some kind of evil genius person, mate.
So yeah, think of that. We'll have so much space, like a massive spring cleaning, innit? Just get rid of them.
Oh,
Gone.
good riddance.
Don't you love a little clean out? Oh,
Yeah.
Lovely. Think how good that will feel.
Literally cleaning away the cobwebs, along with some other stuff.
Although actually, spiders aren't insects, as you probably point out to you.
Well, I mean, okay, but
They're arachnids.
they are. They're still part of what I would consider the greater insect family.
Oh, you've just gone and completely ignored the definition of an insect, have you?
I've just gone in and ignored science. Yeah.
You're right. You've just gone. In my mind, they're insects, so they're gone too. You're just killing spiders for fun, are you?
I'm not killing. No. Don't be saying this. This feels judgmental of you.
Well, I'm just saying you're trying to get rid of spiders by saying they're insects and get them out of the world. Apparently.
Okay, hang on. Let's take a step back.
Right.
We've clearly come to some disagreement here. Tell me the definition of an insect.
Oh, well, I didn't look it up. I just know that spiders aren't
great.
insects.
Your argument's falling apart here.
No, I know that because firstly, insects have to have 6 legs, and then they have 3 body parts: a head, an abdomen, and a thorax, or something.
And a
like that.
thorax, yeah. That's the technical.
And I don't know
one.
if you know, Kris. One of the early things you should have learned as a child is spiders have 8 legs, not 6.
Is that one of the first things we're teaching the youth of today?
Yeah, you got alphabet, you got numbers, you got how many legs spiders have, because it kind of combines them. Like S is for spider, and 8 is for the numbers of legs they have.
Yeah, it does feel like one of the things that I did learn very, very early on. Weirdly, it's one of those strange things. Those and octopuses, you were just kind of like, they're the 8-leg family.
Is an octopus an arachnid?
No, I don't think so.
Okay. just coincidence, they both have 8 legs then. I feel like we should probably then have clarified the definition on what we were counting an insect before we did this research.
I think so, because I was just taking the very...
You were going creepy crawlies, weren't you?
I was going creepy crawlies, which... Is that their technical term? Because
no, God.
It's not very fair, is it, to call them a creepy crawly? Like that's quite
a bit rude, isn't it?
Quite rude, negative. Yeah. I can't imagine a scientist saying, "Oh yeah, they're creepy crawlies." Yeah. I mean, they don't even really crawl either. I would say more like scuttle or something.
Even say a spider crawls. A caterpillar crawls.
A caterpillar does crawl, yes. Now that we can both agree on. But a spider just kind of walks.
Okay, well, we'll be a bit more looser with the term. Fine, that's okay. That's okay.
Phew, that just saved about 5 of my points.
Okay, good. So some more positives.
Keep them coming, my friend. Keep them coming.
Cool. Lice. No one likes lice, do they? No one's missing lice.
I don't think a single person has ever gone, I could just do with some lice right now. Anyone got any lice?
You know what I haven't seen today? Just lice. Can we get some lice in here, please? No one is going to be like, I miss the lice so much. Mosquitoes as well.
Oh, they can do one.
They can do what they have no good purpose on this earth. They just wreak havoc and pain and misery. They're awful.
Some would say they suck. Yeah,
okay, it's funny. That's good. That's funny.
Any other useless one? Oh no, they're not even useless mosquitoes. They're actively bad. They are evil.
Just generally, just insect bites. Horrible, isn't it? All scratchy. None of that anymore.
Yeah, it's like what? You thought you could eat me, insect? Did you? What was the point of you taking a bite out of me for?
I know. It's like they are the definition of eyes too big for their belly, aren't they?
Yeah, literally.
I'm looking at that like, I reckon I could take it. I am hungry. I'm so hungry I could eat a human right now. And they go up to you like, they're like, no. On second thoughts.
They take one bite and they're like, oh yeah, bit full now.
Got my fill after one bite. I was way off. No more hurricanes.
I think I know. Hang on, let me try and unpick this. It's because if a butterfly flaps its wings.
Exactly, right? All these butterflies going around causing all these hurricanes on the other side of the world just by flapping their wings.
Calm down.
No more hurricanes. Fantastic. Again, I'm pretty certain no one likes hurricanes.
I'm certain. Though wouldn't it blow quite a lot of the mosquitoes and stuff away?
Hurricanes?
Yeah.
Oh, that means that you are the total optimist there, aren't you? Just like hurricane comes through and wipes through your town. You're just like, but guys, we just got to think of the positives. All the mosquitoes are temporarily gone.
They're all over there now, a little bit, in the next town over.
And then they just immediately fly back because they also have wings and can just fly anywhere.
That's true. But you buy into that? I mean, I do too. I don't know why I'm saying buying into it like it's some kind of scam.
I think it's just fact, isn't it?
It's just basic fact.
Butterfly flaps its wings in San Diego, causes a hurricane in Beijing. That's the saying, right?
Yep, you nailed it. I'd like to see the exact steps between those two events happening of the exact cause. That's what it means, right? It's like a whole domino effect of littler things causing bigger things to happen.
Yeah, I think it's an analogy for cause and effect more than an actual scientific study. But
more than it happened in 1942 once. And
yeah, we observed a butterfly flap its wing and immediately a hurricane started. It was terrifying. So, yes, goodbye hurricanes, basically, is what I'm getting at. Yay! See, so many positives.
So many positives. These few months of life are going to be the best.
I know. Yeah, all life's going to die, but think how good those little months are going to be.
Another good little thing that I had.
All right.
Do you know how they make red food colouring for certain stuff?
Isn't it beetles?
It's crushed beetle. Why? There's strawberries. Have they not heard of red strawberries? Get better red dye, food companies. What's wrong with you?
Isn't there a lot of like black ink as well? Like I think like tattoo ink is made from like beetles as well, or something like that.
Get it off me.
Yeah, because if you're like vegan and you have a tattoo, chances are you probably aren't anymore.
Because you got beetles
injected in you for life.
How horrible.
I know, horrified, isn't it?
It just feels like they could totally use something better than crushed up beetle shells. That is not my go-to.
It's the complete unnecessary killing of an insect, isn't it? Just like,
yeah.
I feel like we can surely at this point just synthetically make colour. Can we not?
Can we not?
I don't know. I'm getting way too ahead of myself. I know nothing about science, so it definitely feels we can make rockets and stuff. If we can't make the colour red, I mean,
I'm sure we can muster some red up from somewhere.
I reckon we can make some red if we tried hard enough. Without resorting to killing beetles.
I love that idea of the news coming on it being like, scientists have finally discovered the colour red and how to make it. More at 10. Kind of talking about eating insects and that, though. A lot of people reckon that was our future, like, protein way of getting protein, right? Of just farming a load of insects and eating them now. What's your thoughts on that?
So I'm a vegetarian, so I guess in theory I'm against it.
Yeah.
But I also think just generally people wouldn't... I don't think it would ever happen. People have too much of a mental block over it.
You don't think it'll catch on?
No, I think because you can explain someone to, like, logically, even if they did taste nice, which I'm pretty sure they don't, but even if they did taste nice, I don't think you'd ever get people to get over the mental factor of it, like, of just it's eating an insect, like, and for, so many cultures, that's just such a disgusting thing. You'd never get past it.
Yeah. It'd kind of be like that. The way an insect bites you and then goes, "Oh, I think I'm done now." I think I would eat an insect and then go,
I think I'm done
"You know
now."
what? I'll pass the bowl up. I think I'm done.
Yeah.
It works both ways.
So other than maybe like disguising it, like making, this almost sounds worse actually. I was going to say making it a paste, buttering it on toast. Oh, insect spread. Lovely.
Oh, goodness. I can imagine it's going to be like a grey colour.
Yeah. Because I think the problem is the texture of it.
Add some beetles. Add some red beetles, quick.
Yeah, get some colour in there. Go on. See, that one colours itself. It's perfect. No artificial colourings in that one. Okay, yeah, artificial colours must exist because artificial colours exist, Kris.
Well, no, that's why they're always saying no artificial colours on it because they're like, we haven't
worked out yet.
We don't even know what they are. I'm sorry, but there are none.
So it's actually a negative. We've always been thinking of no artificial colours as a positive. They're just being like, look, we wish we could have worked out, but we still haven't worked out artificial colours yet. So unfortunately, this still got beetles in it until we work it out. This one's still beetle red. Sorry. Despite us looking at all these positives, though, I am a little concerned over what managed to take out all the insects, because cockroaches, they're an insect and they're meant to be able to survive like a nuclear holocaust. So
they are sturdy, aren't they?
So what possible thing could have happened to take them all out? Like I'm concerned that whatever took them out is probably taking us out in the process.
Oh, isn't it just a magic thing?
Sorry.
I was just assuming. Sorry, hang on. Are we? Where are we in science to magic here? Like, what part of the spectrum are we on? I kind of just imagined a poof and then we're gone.
I don't think we've ever really discussed that in this podcast, have we? Just like, it's magic thing. Is that what we've learned?
We've established.
We're 20 episodes in and we've only just worked out it's magic that does this. Okay. Well then, great, fantastic. No need to worry. All positives again. Great. Speaking of cockroaches, do you know they can fly?
Excuse me?
That couldn't be closer to my reaction when I first found out. And you know how I found out? By one flying at my face.
What a way to learn. Oh my goodness.
I know. The house I used to live in Australia, we had quite a lot of cockroaches because, things are everywhere in Australia that want to be disgusting and crawl all over you.
Yeah.
Or maybe we just had a disgusting house. One of the two. And there was a cockroach on some curtains and I went up to try and catch it, and it flew directly in my face, and that was the day I learned that cockroaches could fly. And I ran out screaming of the room, and I was just like, that cockroach just flew at me. I thought I discovered a new species or something, and all of them just like, yeah. I was like, what? I'm like, cockroaches fly. I was like, no one warned me of this.
You all knew?
You all knew this whole time. And I've been going around being like, it's fine, the cockroaches are okay, they just scuttle away from you. They're not going to fly into my face anytime soon.
This is what we need to be teaching children. Not that spiders have 8 legs, that cockroaches can fly.
I know. Horrifying. Horrifying.
Don't have to worry about bed bugs biting anymore.
Yeah, that's always good.
Little positive, innit? That was always scary when you were little. Just, last thing you do before you shut your eyes, don't let the bed bugs bite. Wait, what have I got to do now? I got to fend off some beasts.
Yeah, it's quite a horrible way to lead. Like, that's going to give kids nightmares, isn't it? Just like, you're all tucked up, they've read you a lovely little story, you're all cozy. You're like, ready to go to bed now. By the way, there's an insect that's going to eat you while you sleep.
Exactly.
Night!
It's like the rockabye baby lullaby as well. It's talking about a baby stuck on the top of a tree that's about to fall off and die. It's horrible.
Parents are terrible, aren't they?
Parents are terrible. Come on, parents.
Parents, sort it out. Be a bit nicer. You're going to give kids horrible nightmares.
I could have researched this. Are there actually bugs that are called bed bugs, or is it just like the bugs that are in your bed, thus they are bed bugs?
I mean, I don't know, but I'm guessing they have like a proper Latin name, like Bedius bugus, or whatever.
Right, yes. Yep.
But you just call them bed bugs. That's what I'm thinking. Not convinced on the Bedius bugus bit.
They Pedius buggers, okay. But they do exist. We're clarifying that.
Yeah.
This wasn't just my parents trying to scare me.
No.
To go to bed.
I've had bed bugs when I've been in hostels and stuff. It's horrible.
And do they bite?
They do bite, and it really itches.
You shouldn't have let them, Jack. You were told not to.
I don't know how to stop them. I don't speak bed bug. So, pop culture takes a bit of a hit all over the place. Right. The Beatles, for one, they're a pretty big one.
Eesh.
I mean, personally, actually not a big loss. Controversially, not a fan of the Beatles.
No, but still, they still have been a large,
You know, they're still important, sure.
importance thing in music. So yeah,
They've had their time though. Get rid of them. I'm fine with it. You know. One I am a little bit more annoyed about. Red Hot Chili Peppers lost their bassist. Flea. He's gone.
Oh,
Good bassist as well.
now everything's going to sound so baseless.
I know. Imagine Red Hot Chili Peppers without the bass. No, thank you. Next. Not about it. The Transformers lose arguably their best member, Bumblebee.
Bumblebee.
He's gone. The Avengers also take a big hit. Ant-Man and Spider-Man. Now, before you jump in, Kris, I know I said that spiders were not insects, but what do spiders eat?
Insects.
Flies, yeah, sure. And without eating anything, they're going to die. So there'll be two Avengers down. No Ant-Man, no Spider-Man.
So hang on a minute. You think Spider-Man's walking around eating cereal, but like fly cereal, like bowls of flies?
Well, he's a spider, isn't he? He's a Spider-Man.
You think he gets the cravings?
I mean, he has all the other stuff.
Well, he doesn't have 8 legs. Or does he?
Well, he has that suit that has a lot of legs, doesn't he?
Yeah, sure, why not?
Yeah. So anyway, Thanos is going to win. That's a bummer.
So basically, Ant-Man and Spider-Man now are just going to be just the regular selves again. They've been cured of their superpowers.
They're just going to be man now.
They're just going to be mad. They could just do some admin or something in the back.
Yeah,
you know.
Sure. They're like, I'm man. No, so I'm man. No, I'm man. It's like, no, I was Spider-Man, but I'm now man. Well, I was Ant-Man, but now I'm man. So they're both just man.
They're just men. They could just be called the men.
Then they'll try and fight each other, but then they don't have any powers anymore. So it'll just be like a really embarrassing scrap.
That would be really fun to cut to. That would change up the pace of the Avengers, wouldn't it?
Who do you think would win in a fight between Ant-Man and Spider-Man when neither of them have any powers?
Ooh, it's probably got to be Paul Rudd, right?
Yeah, I'd say so.
I know that wasn't an option. I didn't know how character-based we were talking
We're
here.
just
or
going
down
straight
the
to
actors.
actors, yeah. Just
the
on
actors,
set. No, I reckon because I reckon Paul Rudd would hold back because he would feel uncomfortable beating like a child, effectively.
True, but then I'm pretty sure Tom would throw a few punches and then Paul would be like,
All right, it's
all
on."
right, gloves are off, and then they'd go at it. Yeah.
Okay, fair.
Ants in your pants, no longer. Finally, never have to be worried about that.
Thank goodness.
Thank goodness. Do you reckon that actually ever happened? Did somebody once get ants in their pants, went whoa, all like that, and then some other time they were really excited and they were like, "Oh, you got ants in your pants again," and then they were like, "Oh, ha 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 ha."
Yeah, I reckon that's exactly how it went down, Kris. I reckon one time someone sat on an ant's nest and they danced around all funny, and no one paid attention. It was just like, oh, Brian's doing a silly dance again. And then he explained the situation. He's like, "Oh, I had ants in my pants," and they're like, "Oh God, I wish you'd told me. I would have stopped it."
So sorry.
And then next time, we just got really excited and started dancing around. Like, "Oh my God, he's got ants in his pants again!" They went to help me. He's like, "No, this time I'm just excited."
It's like the boy that cried wolf.
Exactly, but it's the boy who had ants in his pants. Quick question: why is cricket called cricket?
You're talking about the sport cricket. Why is it called the insect cricket name?
Because I don't think there are any crickets in cricket, and I also don't think crickets play cricket. So why is either called cricket?
I would say, in my vast sports/insect knowledge, that the leg shin protector thingies that cricketers wear make them look a little bit like long cricket legs that they rub together.
Right.
And that is the story of how cricket became known as cricket.
That's really interesting. Didn't know you knew so much about cricket, Kris?
Yeah, I wouldn't say Google it because you won't find out any more information about it than that. I told you the full stuff.
Okay, fantastic. You heard it here first, kids.
Fish are probably going to be quite happy now.
Yeah?
Yeah, no more bait to catch them.
Well, they're literally just going hungry.
Well, I mean, they were getting their food elsewhere. I always saw bait as kind of almost like a little takeaway or something that,
But aren't bait... Are you now considering worms insects as well?
Well, it's not just worms, is it? You put all sorts of insects on your hook as bait.
Do you? Never been fishing.
I've never been fishing either, but I've heard tales.
You heard tales of the great insect bait?
Yeah.
Right, what are you thinking they're putting on there then?
What, now or before?
Before.
I don't know, just generic bug.
Right, generic. Give me an example of a generic bug.
A fly.
Is that what it's called, fly fishing?
Yeah, you could try and like cast your rod out, and the hook just flies off into the sky, just keeps going up. And you're like, oh, should have put it on a smaller fly.
I would imagine the fly was normally dead, but okay, you're going with a live. They've somehow caught a live fly, wrapped it onto a fishing rod, and then it flies off with the. Is this what you're trying to claim happens?
I don't know. My words are kind of coming out before my brain can really catch up and talk about stuff. But
right,
yeah,
it does tend to happen a bit, eh?
More than you can imagine. Does that mean then that when you do catch a fish with bait, whatever you've put on the end, you've now, like, if you use like a maggot or something, you've now got like a maggot in the fish that you're just about to go and like eat or whatever?
Yes.
Ugh.
As previously mentioned, never been fishing, don't really know how the whole thing works. But as we see, look, you're the exact point of why people won't be okay eating insects. You're fine eating the fish, but the insect, too much.
But you know, I went to the shops and I bought a fish. If I open it up and there's a maggot in here. Oh, and it's got a hook in it as well. They would have taken the hook out.
Yeah, I think that's just because that's not what you were going into the shop for. You know,
I keep going. Hang on, there's string in here, and a fishing rod, and a fisherman. Get out!
There's a whole river in it. Hold on, I'm in a river. This isn't Tesco's at all.
Oh, I've made a tremendous error.
Now, is this just me, or did you learn when you were younger that ladybirds / ladybugs, the spots on them were how old they were?
No, I mean, no.
Is this something my mum made up? Well, no, it must be a thing, because when I Googled it, that came up as a thing, being like, no, this isn't true. Well, this is disappointing. I was basically going to say, I spent my whole life thinking that the dots on a ladybug represented how old it was, because for some reason, that's what I was taught when I grew up. When you used to count how many spots are on it, and then you're like, oh, this one's an old one, or this one's a young one. Right?
I'm pretty sure that they probably don't live much longer than a year or two, right?
It's so obvious that that's not true. I literally learned this yesterday that wasn't true, right? It's not something I've considered again since I was a kid, but it's just, you have that bit of knowledge in your head and you never question it. And then I was like, hold on, is that true about... And I was like, of course it's not. Ladybugs live 2 days. Nothing to do with that one there.
Yeah, certainly not years.
Maybe I never thought it was years, but it was they were 9 in ladybug years.
Right.
In the equivalent. See.
They were 9 dots.
But if they only live 2 days, they must be growing a dot every other minute. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you could probably see it with the human eye. Another one appearing.
I think I remember thinking that as a kid. I was like, if I look at one long enough, am I going to see a dot grow? It's such a weird thing to lie about. I don't get what my mum made. I'm going to have to have words.
Yeah, what was she trying to get out of that lie?
I don't know.
She's cunning though, your mum. I'm sure she had a reason. I'm sure she had a very clever reason.
Also, that I get to 26 years old before I found out that wasn't true. I look like an idiot.
Yeah, that could be it. What are all the anteaters going to eat?
Sandwiches.
But they're not sandwich eaters.
Maybe they'll just have to rename them eaters.
Just eaters now. They just eat everything. That's all it is. Because I'm no animal expert either, right? As we're clarifying a lot of real things today, but I'm pretty sure they only eat ants. Or
that's literally their only diet.
I don't know. I mean, why would they have that name?
I think because they just like eating. It's their preferred meal.
Right.
Imagine if we were all called what our preferred meal was.
Oh, look over there's Pizza Man. Hello. He's like, actually, guys, I went to India last year and I'm now Curry Man. So
yeah, it's got your name constantly adjusted. What your favourite food
change.
is? Yeah. All kids are called something completely different when they get older. That starts out as Jelly. I'm Jelly Smith.
Hello, I'm Breast Milk Boy. I mean, I think if you can truly talk and say that, then something's gone wrong.
Yeah, to me, you probably shouldn't be Breast Milk Boy anymore.
Is it true that we eat 7 spiders in our lifetime?
Don't think so.
Okay, good to know. That was worrying. We must eat some spiders, though, right?
I think it depends on the person and their tastes.
Wait, it's not a choice. It's not. I'm not talking about sleepwalkers getting up in the night, going to the fridge and popping a few spiders.
No,
in.
I'm sorry. You would 100% feel a spider crawl into your mouth and down your throat.
Why is the spider crawling into my mouth and down my throat?
Well, exactly. I equally don't think they'd want to. But it'd be a horrifying way to wake up, I'm sure. But do you know anyone who's ever woken up to a spider in their mouth?
No, I don't.
It would have happened to someone if we were eating 7 a year.
Is it a year? Or I thought it was in a lifetime.
Oh.
Even this, we can't get straight. It doesn't make sense, does it?
I think even 7 in a lifetime's too many.
And even then, places like Australia that have got really big spiders, that's...
Maybe it evens out.
Someone eats a tarantula.
Because there's spiders everywhere in Australia.
Someone's just got a tarantula halfway down their throat. They're like, oh, again. And then that saves a bunch of other people from having to eat little baby spiders.
Right, yeah. That would probably be one of the worst ones to eat, I'd say. So hairy.
Oh, you'd shave it first, surely.
yeah, sorry. My mistake.
You get the Gillette razor out, give it a little... 8 legs, that's too much effort. I'm just popping it in. What's the point of a dung beetle?
I mean, I feel like you can say that about a lot of insects.
True, but the dung beetle seems pretty fascinated about poo. It's not their own poo, is it?
No.
It can't be, because that would be incredibly impressive. I would probably wheel it around the neighbourhood if I did one that big.
Look at what I just did.
Guys, look.
You'd be so out of breath.
I can barely push it, guys. I'm having to stand on top of it and walk on it like a circus clown. It's so big.
Yeah, I think I'd be impressed if I produced something like that.
So it can't be. It has to be they found a piece of poo and they're like, I'll take that. Thank you very much.
Want that for the living room, that?
That'll go great in the corner of the living room. Yeah.
So here's something I learnt. Bees do not get paid enough.
No?
No, arguably they don't get paid at all.
Which isn't enough.
But even if they were to get paid, they wouldn't be getting paid enough, right?
Right.
Bees, obviously, I think you're aware, produce honey.
That's where I know them from.
that is where you know them. Honey isn't that expensive. Yet apparently it would take one bee 10 million nectar collecting trips to make 500 grams of honey. So like 1 jar of honey. 10 million trips. Now my maths or one of these stats must be wrong, because this just seems ridiculous to me. Bees do an average of 12 trips a day, meaning it would take one bee 2,283 years to make 1 jar of honey. Or the equivalent 800,000 bees to make 1 jar of honey a day.
That's a lot of bees.
That's a lot of bees. I know they're quite small, but that's still a lot of bees. You know how much it costs, roughly, for 500 grams of honey?
£2?
£4. Okay, a bit more than you think honey's even worth less.
I was
God.
trying to. I hate it when people ask you to guess that kind of number because you try and always lowball it. But anyway, go.
But it costs £4 for 800,000 bees' work. My calculator would not even go to a small enough number to work out how much each bee would be getting paid per jar of honey. I mean, it's not a lot. It's really not a lot.
The bees are getting ripped off.
They're getting massively ripped off. But I just don't get how honey production is a thing. Even if I owned 800,000 bees, which I'm sure we can all agree would be a lot of bees for one person to own.
Well, each person's only got 1.4 million insects to their name anyway as part of their quota.
So all the beekeepers are taking up. That's why there are so many. All the beekeepers have them all. Because to make only 1 jar of honey a day, I would need 800,000 bees. So how are we producing millions of jars of honey? It just doesn't make sense how it ever became a thing. That is such a huge... Imagine going on Dragon's Den, right? And this being your suggestion. Like, you come out with your little sample pots, which apparently it's taken 1 million bees to make, right? You give them that, and they're like, oh, this is lovely. They're really interested at this point. They're like, oh, I could get on board with this stuff. It's really tasty. And they're like, tell us your business plan. It's like, well, I would need 800,000 of these to make one of those jars a day. I think they would all immediately be like, well, I'm not investing in that. That's a ridiculous business model. Who had 800,000 bees lying around to first ever make the first jar of honey?
Yeah, hey, that's a good point. How does it even get to become a thing in the first place?
Some of the stats must be off, or there's way more bees in the world than I thought there were, basically.
This is some kind of conspiracy.
Honey's not real.
Honey isn't real. Honey is made in a lab or something, right?
It doesn't make any sense.
I guess that's why they call them busy bees.
They must be real busy. I don't get it. If you know anything about honey out there, please explain this to me, because it's driving me a bit insane.
Your numbers have got to be wrong. They've got to be wrong.
They've got to be.
It's more believable that your numbers are wrong than...
Oh, way more believable. But I just feel like it was like 3 different places I saw. Well, something equivalent to the 10 million trips. Like one of them was like how many? Like it was like 40,000 miles a bee would have to travel in like nectar collecting trips to make up 1 jar of honey. And one was like 10 million trips, like sort of a similar thing. It's just like, this isn't like one random source. I mean, there's a very high possibility my calculations are wrong, but still, even then, 10 million trips is a lot.
That is a lot of trips. That as soon as you even get to 1 million, that's a lot of trips. And you say they do 12 a day?
Yeah, apparently.
That's so even if they're having, time off in the evening and stuff, let's just say a 12-hour work day. That takes them 1 trip an hour.
Yeah.
Even that, I feel like they could get a little bit busier if you ask me.
So you're saying bees aren't busy enough?
I don't know now, thinking about it. I'm saying that's quite a cushy little work day if all you got to do is fly over to a flower once an hour and rub your bum on it,
Yeah, I guess so. It's quite a lot of work to fly, though. Yeah, I reckon it's quite tiring to fly.
Well, they also say that they don't understand how a bee can fly because it doesn't really fit the aerodynamics of, like, everything else that flies in the world.
Didn't they realise what it is? It's because they do that sort of figure of 8 movement with their wings.
Oh, they get, like, lift on the backswing and the upswing. It's quite clever.
So they really are working hard. See, they're working twice as hard to keep up in the air.
Yeah, exactly.
So basically, stop eating honey, guys. It's cruel.
It's tiring. It's tiring. Or just pay more. Pay more for your honey.
Just pay more. Yeah, don't stop buying the cheap honey. Get the ones that cost £1,000 per jar. Yeah, maybe that might be worth it then. Even if it was £800,000 a jar, each bee would only get £1 per jar.
Yeah.
And I'm sorry, I'm not willing to pay £800,000 per jar of honey.
I don't think many people are. No.
Yep, well, there we go. I think that'll do us for today. Hope you enjoyed listening.
Yep, let us know your thoughts about a world without insects. Are there any extra weird side effects that you can think of that we didn't mention?
If there are, you can tweet us at krisandjack. That's Kris with a K. But thank you for listening, and we'll see you next time.
Goodbye.
Nope. Not keeping that in.